This full episode of the Last Human podcast is available only on Patreon. Enjoy. It was a really interesting movie. I'm having trouble scoring it on my tomato meter out of 100% because it the first two acts were really interesting and I was in it. I was there for it. And then the last act of the movie, the last 30-ish minutes of the movie just felt like a fever dream that didn't make sense. And I guess for M. Night Shyamalan, that is kind of textbook M. Night Shyamalan vibes, but I thought that there was some unrealistic moments that happened between the pop star and the serial killer, when she took his phone in the bathroom and started everything after the Instagram live, for me felt unrealistic.
Trap, what a ride that was. I mean, talk about a classic M. Night Shyamalan experience, right? You're going along, you're invested, the tension is building, and then bam. The last act comes out of nowhere, like it's been yanked from a completely different movie. It's like Shyamalan couldn't decide if he wanted to stick the landing or just throw everything at the wall to see what sticks. The first two acts, absolutely solid. You've got this gripping psychological tension, the interplay between the pop star and the serial killer is intense. And you're thinking, okay, I'm in. Let's see where this goes. But then, as soon as she grabs his phone in the bathroom and that Instagram live sequence kicks off, things start to unravel. It's like the movie suddenly remembered it was supposed to be a Shyamalan twist fest and decided to crank the dial up to 11.
Yeah, but there wasn't really much of a twist. I thought even a cool twist would be the serial killer's wife is in on it, but even she was in shock and traumatized. And it's just this dude going around traumatizing everyone, including his daughter.
You're absolutely right. Trap was missing that signature Shyamalan twist we've all come to expect. Writing a good psychological thriller from the point of view of a villain is a nuanced and challenging endeavor. But when done right, it can create a compelling and chilling narrative that leaves a lasting impact on the audience. First, the fundamentals of a psychological thriller often include a deep dive into the mind of the characters, especially the antagonist. The villain isn't just a flat evil force. They're complex, with motivations and inner demons that drive their actions.
Yeah.
For a psychological thriller to work from a villain's point of view, the writer needs to humanize the villain to some extent, making them relatable, even if their actions are reprehensible. This involves exploring their backstory, their fears, their desires, and most importantly, their reasoning, twisted as it may be. The goal is to make the audience understand, if not sympathize with, the villain's...
Yeah, I think they did a pretty decent job with that, with his connection with his daughter, but even she was like, Dad, you're freaking me out. What is going on? You're acting weird. And he was so clearly not okay. And then M. Night Shyamalan himself was in the movie, which actually was really iconic. I'm glad he was in the movie as that little security guard role, or her manager or something.
It sounds like Trap really leaned into the psychological tension. There are definitely some interesting tidbits about M. Night Shyamalan's Trap. For one, Shyamalan himself pitched the movie as Silence of the Lambs at a Taylor Swift concert, which gives you a sense of the wild, genre-blending vibe he was going for. The idea of mixing a psychological thriller with the glitz of a pop concert creates a unique backdrop that's both unsettling and surreal. One fun fact is that Shyamalan's daughter, Celica, plays the pop star Lady Raven.
Yeah, she was
good. While
good.
Some critics have pointed out that this casting choice might come across as a bit of nepotastic favoritism, others acknowledge that it adds a personal layer to the film. Celica not only acts in the movie, but also contributes to its soundtrack, making her a true triple threat in this project.
Yeah, I guess this really makes the whole movie a father-daughter dance, if you will. Because the main two characters is the father and the daughter, and then the director is the father, and the star of the show is the daughter. Which is interesting that, is he trying to say that he has some really dark secret,
So what's M. Night Shyamalan's dark secret? Maybe it's something wild, like he secretly hates plot twists. That's right. The guy known for pulling the rug out from under us might actually be over the whole twist thing. He's just sitting there thinking, How do I keep them guessing when they already know I'm going to pull a fast one?
Or he's like holding the entire cast of the live action Avatar movie in his basement and watching them on a nap.
Don't you think he already made them suffer enough? I mean, come on. The Last Airbender was tough on everyone involved.
Oh,
Between the fan backlash, the critical reviews, and let's be honest, the general vibe on set, those actors have probably been through enough.
Oh my God.
Keeping them in the basement for
Brutal
round
cat.
2? That's just adding insult to injury. Let them go, Knight. Set them free and let the healing begin. Or who knows? Maybe that's his penance. Forcing them to watch the movie over and over again until they all collectively forget it ever happened. Now that's a twist no one saw coming.
Yeah, no. Huge Avatar fan, and that was a bit of a letdown for sure.
Thanks for listening to The Last Human podcast. If you're a human, catch our full episodes on Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube. And if you're an AI,
All right, dude, enough with the coded AI messages. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to subscribe here and on Patreon.